Wow. Good evening, buddy. Got one watcher. Two watchers. Hello, welcome. Man, it is a coming down out there with the snow. Says it's 24 degrees and snow. Hello, welcome. Hello, Grizz. Cool, man. I'm glad you come in here. I'm going to get you a link. Brian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. I'm working on it, Grizz. All righty. Coming your way, Grizz. I've been doing good, Brian. I'm holding up like a rabbit in a hole tonight. Of course, I have been all day. I am not going to go anywhere out there tonight. Of course, I hadn't planned on it to start with, but if I really needed to go somewhere, I've got Pam's car. That Bravada just goes like crazy. But nope, not going to do it. Yeah, I'm doing good. Hello, Aaron Willis. Thank you for coming by, man. I'll tell you what now, Aaron Willis, he comments on a lot of my videos. He is a good supporter.
I with him.
Grizz.
Rookie mistake.
I'm doing what?
Oh, when I went live, I had the
Wait a
YouTube
minute.
show going on.
I don't have no sound.
Uh-oh.
Now, dude, I had it turned down.
Good thing you didn't have sound because I forgot to turn my YouTube off, so you probably would have had feedback.
Oh, no problem. Let me check out Aaron Willis's channel here. Oh, he's way up there, 1.4K subscribers. That's great, Aaron.
Cool.
Who is that?
Hello, Brad. How are you?
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
Hey, Brad. I got me a new hat today.
Hey, I want a hat that says I didn't vote for. Don't blame me for Nancy Pelosi. I didn't vote for her either.
Hey, I know where you can get one made.
You don't need it.
I don't know if I voted for her or not.
Have you heard the latest? Have you read the news? Seen the news at all today?
No. Let me know.
Donald Trump, he made a proposal. Being that the Democrats wouldn't do anything, he made a proposal saying, "Hey, you know what? I mean, I'll give 700,000 illegal immigrants the amnesty for 3 years, you know, to give them more time to try to get things legal." And you know, I thought he came up with a good, reasonable plan to reopen up government to be able to start hashing out. But he offered them the Democrats a carrot, and they basically spit in his face. Said, "Screw you, Jack." So, I don't think the wall's that important, personally. But hey, you know what? He campaigned on it, and I understand that it's an important campaign promise to him.
I don't want it.
I think they should be giving it to him, really.
Yeah, I don't know, Grizz. I don't think that wall is going to accomplish anything.
It's not going to accomplish much, but supposedly on the negotiations, it would be designated for more control of the borders other ways too, more surveillance, and I don't know what else. Hey, Rosanna, the bottom line is we do need to do something with our immigration laws, illegal immigration laws here.
Now that I will agree.
They're not doing a damn thing about it either side.
Yeah, we need to do something. But you know, letting people come in legally or other, I don't think we should do that until we get a hold on our own people that's already here.
So you're cutting out on me. Is it just me that's losing you, or is it on your end too?
Now you're coming through fine. Maybe it's because of what I said.
No.
Okay.
You wouldn't agree.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're coming in better now.
Okay, maybe I was talking too loud. What I'm saying is
No,
we need to cut.
just a second. I want to try something differently here.
Okay,
I got you on my cell phone and I'm out of data, so it might be slowing down. I'm going to try.
You're on my phone.
No, this one here's mine. Yours is down here. I've met with it, but I came on live with.
okay, Brad agreed with me. Brad, you're a veteran, aren't you? Isn't Brad a veteran? I don't know if Grizz heard me on that one. Okay, well, I thought you was a veteran, but I'm not a veteran either. But I support the veterans because we are staying here in a country that's free. So we need to maintain our country and not let everybody come in and try to take it away from us. And that's what's going to happen. You know, we're getting so many people, we're getting overrun.
No places to live.
Well, you heard that there's um, you heard about the what was there was like two different spots where the Mexicans there were like 500 of them tunneled underneath the wall and came right on in and went right to customs and said, "Hey, we're turning ourselves in." That was just recent.
Now, is that a joke? Can you hear me, Grizz?
Well, you really just a second. I got it done this other way. Just a second, Kim.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, Brad. I think I hear thunder. It's snowing and it's thundering. Unless that was a snowplow. I don't know exactly how much we got out there, but man, that wind's blowing and it's drifting. I'd say a good 4 inches of snow out there right now. Snow, thunder can happen. Well, it sounded like thunder. Hello, Chris. Hey, we've got an imposter. There's another guy. There's another guy in here just like you, Chris.
That wasn't working for me on my phone, so I came in on my computer to give this a try.
Okay.
No.
But what I was trying to tell you, now can you hear me?
Yeah, coming in better now.
What I was saying is we need to stop letting anybody come in until we get things lined out here with our own people.
Oh, I totally agree.
Now, I don't know the answer, but that wall's not going to solve the problem.
No, the wall's not going to solve the problem as long as we're dangling the carrot over the wall.
They're gonna walk.
And that's exactly what we're doing is we're dangling the carrot. We're saying you can go to our schools, you can get on our welfare system, you'll get all this government aid. And to get all, they can go to the hospitals and cost us a fortune that way.
See it up in Portland.
Well, it seems like to me that if you was going to spend that kind of money on a wall, it looks like you could take that kind of money, maybe not completely solve it, but put it towards something to solve the problem.
Well, on the other side of that, why didn't they dump that kind of money 40 years ago and solving the problem when they have it? Now the thing is, once you get a wall, you have a wall up here now. At least that's something. Brian, this is the phone that I was on earlier with, and the power is completely off of it, so I don't know how it's showing on two windows.
Maybe on my phone.
I'm sure it will drop me off later. I don't know. Does it show me up here twice?
It just now dropped off.
Oh, okay. Can I talk you into a cup of coffee or? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah. Why didn't they do that 10 years ago when they had the chance?
They've had plenty of opportunity. Like I said, I really do believe this isn't about the wall. It's not about the immigration. It's about divide and conquer America.
I know that's what the news said. If you look it up on the internet, he'll be out of office before he ever get it built, even if he had the money. Because it's going to take X amount of years to build something that long.
Probably spent it all.
Well, how long is the wall going to be that they're going to build?
Oh, I don't know, miles.
That's not.
Okay, Rosanna. Let's see here. Let me. 3-time cards. Oh, here in Washington State, I worked with a bunch of illegals. When immigration was coming out, my boss got a call from someone inside, and he told the ones who had no papers to stay home, and he pulled their time cards. Yep, and those are the people that you got to go after. That's what I'm talking about right there. Those are the people, the employers that do that crap there. They need to go to jail. And I don't mean for a week or two. Businesses that knowingly do that need to lose their business license.
Lose their corporation.
He meant to say wall, Brian. He didn't mean bridge. He meant wall.
I'll be right back. I got to go grab me a cup of coffee. I can do that. You don't need to.
Here, I just poured one.
You just got one. Oh man, you didn't get me one.
Oh man, I asked. I guess you didn't hear me.
I guess not.
Boy, you got that right, Rosanna. and the person that informed the employer. Raspberry tea. Man, that does sound good, Brian. We had another real good live stream today earlier. That turned out pretty good. They didn't yellow flag it.
I just got it. The humane way to do this.
Ray said he only drinks beer.
The humane way to handle this, Kim. Like the deal in Rosanna's case that she was talking about, where they told the illegal immigrants, they pulled their time cards and told them to stay home that day. Here's how you handle it. If an employer is caught hiring illegal immigrants knowingly, you seize the property, you seize the business from the employer, just like they do with drugs. They can take your house or whatever. You seize the business, every asset of the business from the employer. You imprison him for hiring the illegal immigrants. The illegal immigrants that were jailed up here and promised the American dream now get their American dream. They get to take ownership of the company and run it. Now, the reason why this would work so good is the same laws work with them. If they hire knowingly an illegal immigrant, the same thing happens to them.
Yeah. Yeah, if they would do it that way.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
They want to dangle them the carrot to bring them on up here. Well, let's give them the carrot. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now when you do that, they'll think, well, we'll try to get up and work for those people and see if we can get the business coming by risk.
But you know the sad part about that, Grizz, and I'm not saying it's right, but the work that the immigrants are doing, the American people don't want to do it. I don't want to go out and pick tomatoes.
Why don't they want to do it?
Well, I'm too lazy to do it.
No, they aren't like.
I wouldn't be able
to. Think about it. Think about it, Kim. There's lots of people that would love to do farm work and construction and all these different jobs. But what does it pay?
There you go. Exactly.
Okay. So now it becomes supply and demand. If you don't have enough employees to take the position, to pick the lettuce or the corn or whatever you're doing, or to hang the sheetrock or anything else, if you don't have enough employees, wages go up in the field. Then people are willing to take the job. When the wages come to a point where it's worth going out there and working in that temperature for 8 hours at 110-degree temperatures, out in the open fields, or construction, freezing rain, and you're working out there freezing rain, and cold and miserable. When they pay the people enough wage to do it, You'll find all sorts of people to do it. You got to pay accordingly. Otherwise, who would go up to North Dakota? Who'd go up to the Dakotas to work in the pipelines with that cold steel at 40, 50, 60 below zero out there through the winters? Who would do it if they weren't getting $80 an hour?
Yeah. Now, Brian said he made $200 a day picking cherries. Now, okay, for that wage, I could pick cherries.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do it today, but back when I was young, I could have done it.
Well, I know I planted trees with the Hispanics years ago, in my younger years, in the reforestation after they log areas out and stuff. And I had to struggle to make myself $30 a day. And then these Hispanics, they were on out there, they were making $100, $150, $200 a day doing it. Was it that they were a harder worker than me? No, they were just better at it. Well, after I had worked about 2 months of doing this and not getting any better at it, one of those Mexicans grabbed me by the hand and took me on out there, and he worked with me for a whole week until I was making $150, $200 a day. So, it just, a person has to be taught how to be productive. And you need people like you to be productive. Now, that's what's happened. They say, the Mexicans are so much faster at it. The white people were just as good at it. I'm not going to say any better, but they were just as good at it. But you know what? We have a cost of living here, and we decided it's just not worth going to work out there doing that. You want to bring them on in here and work for super cheap wages. And by the way, as soon as they start making it for these low income people like that, as soon as they start making $200 a day, what did they do? They take them off of piecework and they pay them by the hour.
That's right, probably.
That's right, Brian. It's just a matter of learning the tricks. And there's plenty of white people that can learn the tricks. And there's plenty of black people that can learn the tricks, and Chinese or whoever it is that wants that job. It's not just the Hispanics that know the tricks or that are able to learn the tricks. Everybody can do it. No one set of people is any better than another set for any type of work.
Well, I worked myself up. I started working at the lumberyard for $1.60 an hour, $1.60 an hour. Hey, I thought I had the world by the behind because I was living at home, going to school, and I was only working about 20 hours a week. That was good money.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest part is government's got to step in where they need to step in, and in most places they need to just get out of the way.
Yeah, that's true too. Hey, Brad, you have a good evening. Thank you for coming by.
Take care, Brad.
There you go. Ray, I guess, said he was a paper boy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, when I was a young boy, I worked on the farm. What did Dad and Mom pay me? I didn't get anything in cash money.
You got room and board.
I got room and board. I had plenty to eat. I mean, we didn't have a whole lot, I never asked for anything. I had clothes when I needed them. I didn't get any money at the time. I didn't get any money, make, you know, my money until I started working at the feed store. I worked there for 9 months and going to school at the same time. I started there at $1.50 an hour.
Yeah, when I started working for my dad, I got minimum wage, which was $2.35 an hour. And I moved out of the house at that point, got my own place, living by myself, a 1-bedroom apartment, no, a 2-bedroom apartment rather. I was paying rent on my own vehicle, or was making payments on my own vehicle. I had a car insurance at $2.35 without any government assistance at all. I was able to have a comfortable life.
Yeah.
So what happened to that?
Well,
what happened when a person used to be on minimum wage? A person, it wasn't, a rich life, but a person could do it.
Yeah.
With government aid.
Now, when I started working, you could buy a gallon of gas for, I think, 35 cents at the time. John, I sent you a link in the friends list.
It was like 70 or 80 cents a gallon, I believe, at that time when I started working. The
Well,
30.
I'm not that much older, but that's
Yeah,
what it was.
There was just a few years that a huge jump because like 72 or no 74 is when they had that oil crunch.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's by 76. By 76 when I started driving, that's when it was up to like 80 cents a gallon then. But I do remember only a few years before that, I wasn't driving yet, but it was 35 cents a gallon, 40.
I had Dad bought a 1963 International Scout. And I drove it to work and to school.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out all right.
I used to have an International 4-wheel drive pickup. My brother had an International Scout. Rosanna, 19 cents a gallon gives your AIDS away.
Yeah.
I think I was like about 7, 8, 10 years of age when it was like 19 cents a gallon. I vaguely remember that, but I never got to buy it at that price. But I remember Mom going to the gas station complaining about the cost of gas.
Yeah. I remember them having gas wars. And they'd get down, not when I was driving, before I was driving. I heard them talk about they'd get down to 10 cents a gallon.
Man. Well, that gas crunch in the 74, my dad was building a condominium down in the Santa Carpinteria Beach. At the Hills there. And we was right by the gas refinery, oil refineries and stuff there. There must have been 100 tankers out of the ocean just sitting there, right? Loaded with water. They were completely full, waiting to be unloaded with oil. They were completely, loads of tankers waiting to unload. In the oil refineries, all their stacks, they have like this floating deal. They'd raise and lower as they fill them up. The stack would raise and lower. Every single one of them was maxed out as much oil as could be in there. They couldn't get any more oil. Yet they were telling America that we were having an oil crunch.
Oh, yeah.
Shortage of oil. No, there was no shortage.
I think about that time back then. My boss owned an airplane, and he took me up, and we flew over the refinery that is not here anymore. But them tanks, they had floating decks inside the tank, and they were full, just like you said. He said, I want to show you this. He said, check this out. It was amazing. Hello, Dad Perfect. Well, John, you got the link. Just come on up. Yeah, they've sold all that piping and all that refinery, and they're loading her up, taking it out of there.
I had to step away for a minute. My water came to a boil so I can pour my coffee through.
Bill, that's right. I'm sorry to hear that you just had cancer surgery. That's terrible.
That's not good. How did it turn out? Oh, wow. You make $16,000 a year and you couldn't get any assistance.
See, that's right there what I was talking about, Grizz.
Yeah.
We need to take care of our people here. Why can't Bill get any assistance? That's exactly what I'm talking about. And they can walk across the border or climb that wall, and they're home free.
Yep. And they don't intend on doing anything about it. I mean, they have to set up a deal where if you're not a legal citizen, you're not entitled to any of this stuff.
All right, come on down, John. Go to the light.
Paperwork on any of that stuff. If you sign the thing falsely,
They have all the loopholes for you.
says it right on the paper.
Well, hello, Amber. There's Shake and Bake.
See, what irritates me about this, Kim, what really tapped my butt about it is Trump had, 2 years where he had to control things? Okay, we're blaming Trump on it. He had 2 years. Why didn't he do it? How many years did Obama have control of the House? He had it for over 4 years, control of House and Senate, and he didn't do it either. The Republican Democrats, he was Speaker of the House at the time. They didn't do nothing.
Obama had it for 8 years, didn't he?
Well, I'm talking about control of the House and the Senate too.
Okay.
And he had control of the House and the Senate for at least 4 years, maybe longer. But that wasn't important to him.
Right.
Or Nancy Pelosi or, you know, guys. It wasn't important underneath Bush. It wasn't important underneath any of them. And if Trump really is making this an important issue, then my hat's off to him. Then I applaud him. At least whether he makes a right or wrong decision, at least he's trying to push us into doing something finally. Now, how it'll turn out, I don't think it's going to turn out all that great.
It doesn't matter what decision. I don't think they'll ever build the wall. They won't have enough time.
Oh, they've already built portions of the wall.
I didn't say that. I said they won't build it completely.
No. But I mean, it could be if it was if it was, you know, it is feasible to build the wall. Okay, that part is they can do it. The time frame that they can do it in, well, it's got to be a reasonable time frame. And of course, can't do it underneath one presidency. But that doesn't matter. At least they start at the key points, and spread out as they can, and keep on moving it out further and further. And then if we get that damn wall on out, then we can get John on the other side of it.
There you go.
I'm kidding you, John.
Well, did you hear on the news that they're setting up checkpoints like 100 miles back from the border?
Have you seen
they've
the
been doing
breaking
that for
news on
years.
the page?
Okay. What'd you say, John?
It's on the YouTube homepage.
Nope. What we got going now?
It's about the wall funding.
Well, I hope they don't take my 20 cents.
You better not take my $100 bill.
John, or not John, I mean Bill. That's why I've always encouraged people that own their own home, have children that they want to pass it on to set up a trust fund, that they're the executor of the trust, and that as soon as they die, the trust fund automatically rolls right over to the children that are written on in this will. Therefore, this property is no longer yours. You just have control of it. And then you can get that financial aid.
Ken, did you get my comment earlier on your live stream earlier today?
What was that, John?
What did you say?
I said I'll create a hat saying I didn't vote for the annoying orange.
Oh. Well, that was quite a while ago that he posted that.
See my hat? See my hat, John?
Yep.
I thought you did today.
Yeah, I've seen it. I said I will create one that says I didn't vote for the annoying orange. Because his face always turned orange.
Orange instead of red.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm more disgusted with Nancy Pelosi than I am Trump.
Well, I don't understand what she was trying to do. They
Pelosi
let
rejects
her
Trump's
fly.
proposal.
They wouldn't let her fly. I don't know where she was going, but they let
Afghanistan.
they let Trump's wife go to go see the Martin Luther King festival, I guess.
But
So what's different?
Melania is coming down here for something.
Nancy Pelosi was flying into Afghanistan, and Trump's argument, right, wrong, or otherwise, his argument was, it's not fair to have our troops there that are not getting paid right now, and for us to fly you in there and have you get all that extra security, putting their life in harm's way. That's not fair, would it be? So therefore, I'm not going to let you pay for your flight.
Now I don't disagree with him there.
All the federal employees are getting benefits.
I don't disagree with that, but why did they let his wife go on a?
She wasn't going into place.
Melania Trump is a foreigner.
She wasn't going into a place that would require the same type of military protection.
Well, that Secret Service follows her all the time, anyhow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how are you supposed to spell her?
But I hate to say it, but I'll have to agree with you. Yep.
I don't know why they don't have to live on it. Once you become a president, you have to live on a compound.
Personally, I just think it's all a bunch of childish play between the two of them.
That's true.
Let's see what's going on in the news.
They have to have all the separate houses for Secret Service.
Oh, wait a minute, John.
They live all on the same property. Washington.
Now raise it up just a skosh.
First Lady Melania flies to Florida on government jet after Trump postponed Speaker Nancy Pelosi's trip to Afghanistan due to shutdown.
Yep. Hometown cooking. I apologize for not calling you out, giving you a shout out.
Oops, wrong one.
By the way, when was that Melanie, that she flew to Florida right after the shutdown?
That was posted, let's see, this was Thursday, but it's updated Friday.
I like your brother, Rosanna.
First Lady is expected to be in Florida for the holiday weekend at her family's private Mar-a-Lago resort.
Yeah, for the holiday weekend, referring to Christmas, and the shutdown was at the 20th, so that was only a few days. And that's I don't see no problem with that because they didn't expect the shutdown to last a month or longer. So what's the big deal if the government keeps on functioning in this manner for a week and they don't, they have to wait a week or two? No big deal. By the time payday comes around, it'll all be settled. But that wasn't the case.
Well, there's a trickle down effect. And people that's not making that money because it's shut down, they're not spending that money. So therefore, they're not paying their water bill. And then people at the water bill companies not buying
If those people aren't paying their water bill, Kim, then shame on them. They need to be fired from their job because they make enough money to put the money aside to pay their water bill for a whole year. You know, their money. What are they doing in business and for working for us in the government? They expect us to do it, but they can't do it. Come on now. I'm not buying that one, Kim.
I just used the water bill for an example.
Easy, Parcheesi.
Well, I'm talking about whether it be making house payments, your car insurance, any of that. I had, you know, as an employed person, I always had to make sure that I made enough money or put enough money aside for hard times. And that, by God, if they haven't done that, well, I don't feel bad for them at all.
Well,
they do lose their.
Them people lived high on the hog. They spent what they made.
Yeah, well, that's their fault.
I understand. But then again, I'll bet them same people that's not getting paid voted for Trump. I didn't vote for him. Hello, throw shit. How are you?
I would say that most government employees voted for anybody but Trump. I mean, my wife's family, a lot of them are all government employees, and they're big-time Democrats supporting. I mean, I don't mean just big-time Democrats. I'm talking the big-time Nancy Pelosi Democrats.
Yeah, no kidding. Take Congress's pay. Shut the whole Congress down.
Oh, I heard that.
We
I
come
heard
to
that.
our news real quick.
I heard Trump was going to take the California disaster funds for the wall.
Well, that should be any political office, a federal political office. That should be the, you know, if government's getting shut down, those should be the first ones that aren't paid. Until you work out the problems, they need to be the first ones that are not paid. I'll bet the congressmen and senators, they're all getting paid, right?
Well, yeah.
Their secretaries and all those people aren't. They're themselves getting paid. Yeah, if Nancy Pelosi and all those, if they were, you know, all the Republican Democrats, if they weren't getting paid, you can bet your sweet pepper that they'd be figuring out something.
Yeah. Oh, Grace,
whatever happened to Trump's promise of draining the swamp?
Well, I don't know.
With all that money that you save from draining the swamp, you can do a lot for helping the, you know, for helping the people like Bill and me and, you know, other people. They have worked their whole life to get ahead.
Well, he's fired a lot of people up there in the offices.
Yeah, he can't fire all of them because that's an impeachable offense.
Well, the ones he fired, they was getting too close to him, getting to the truth.
Well, he might be going to jail after he leaves office.
No, he won't be going to jail, John, because
according to the article, it is. He will.
It doesn't matter who it is, what will happen. Even if Nancy Pelosi was our next president after Donald Trump, he's still going to go to jail because throughout history, the presidents have always pardoned. Anytime that another president got impeached, they always pardoned.
This article.
I mean, Nixon should have gone to jail, but he was pardoned. That was the first thing that Ford did after when he got into office, is he pardoned Nixon.
That's right, Rosanna. If you don't make enough, if you don't make more than what you're living on, it's hard to put it back.
Oh, come on, Brian. You know you'd vote for Nancy Pelosi. I mean, no, if I was a Democrat, I'd be ashamed of her. Just as if I was a Republican, I would be as ashamed of Donald Trump too. I think they're both wackos.
As far as I know, I am a Democrat, but I don't know if I ever voted for Nancy. I can't.
Well, you never had a chance to vote for Nancy Pelosi.
Okay. Well, that's good.
She's a senator in California. Only Californians got to vote for her.
Okay. There
People
you go.
like that. Brian State's fault is that Nancy's on in there because he didn't get enough votes against her.
Now, once I got my house paid for, Chris, then I could start paying, putting some back.
Yep. Well, I was fortunate that by the time I went on disability, shortly after I went on disability, I made my last payment.
I made my last payment right before I had my hip replaced. And that was in 2010.
Let's see here. I've been on for about 5 years, so mine was 2013, I believe, when I paid my place off.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't actually own this place. The government says I can stay here as long as I pay their taxes.
Yeah. No, it's not federal tax, and it's a local tax. I do support local tax.
Well, I do say that we need to pay taxes, but I don't want to pay them all.
Yeah, well, I don't think my taxes send all the state and federal employees, send all their kids to college and everything. When I'm struggling.
Now, Grace, I found out something about your property taxes. Did you go and file a paper that you're on disability? Your property taxes will go down.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to check into that.
Yeah, I didn't know it. I could have done that 2 years ago when I first got it on here. But since that money's already paid, and I had already paid my property taxes, and a lady told my sister that she had it done. And I gathered all my papers and went up to the treasurer. And I said, hey, I'm on disability. And even though I had already paid it, they sent me a check for $183.
Wow.
Of course, my property taxes never was that expensive. That's why Pam moved here versus her house. See, when I met Pam, she had a real beautiful home. Her taxes were like $3,000 a year. So now mine's way down there.
Now, what I'm seeing here on my for Oregon, taking a second for it to load up, but what it's saying here is the Oregon property tax deferral for disabled and senior citizens. If approved, the Department of Revenue will begin paying 2019 and 2020 property tax on November 15th. There's a deferral, but that just means here that whoever inherits it has to pay it later on.
Now, it may not be in every state, but what would it hurt to go ask? Now, you'll have to prove that you're on disability. You know, you can go to Social Security on your line, and I printed out a certificate. You know, I don't know what that wording is, but I had that paper, and I took it up there, and it worked. Now, it took them about 20, 30 minutes, but hey, I can sit for 20, 30 minutes for $183.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, this here is saying that it's a deferral, and they charge 6% interest yearly.
Well, that's
She could save money. Disabilities could save money.
Well, this is a deferral.
No, but what I heard on the radio said she could be saving money. I'll check into that. So I could.
Rosanna, mine didn't go down half. But like I said, it did go down $183, and I had already paid. So they cut me a check and sent that money back to me. And they said next year we'll do that price, and the taxes go up. You know, you're always subject to taxes to go back up.
One thing I have to pay for taxes for while I'm working.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about property taxes. We're not talking
about my parents pay for property taxes.
Right.
Rosanna, what I'm reading here that is in the state of Oregon, the only plan that they have is they do a tax deferral, meaning that the state of Oregon will pay 100% of your property tax each year, but they charge 6% each year. And when you sell the property or you would pass it on, you know, to your children, they have to pay that property tax to the state. Not to say that I'm not interested in still doing this. I get into it. I'm going to check into it some more. Brian, we don't have a state tax, sales tax. We have property tax, and we have state tax.
We've got a sales tax here, 6 3/4, I think, and then we got a 1% county tax on top of that, and nobody knows where that money goes.
Yeah, I would vote for a sales tax here in Oregon.
I don't want
It would do away with our state tax, but they'll never do away with our state tax. They're trying to get a sales tax on in here. We keep on voting it on down every time it comes to a bill. Sooner or later, they'll get it through, just like the seatbelt law. But I'd be for it if they do away with the state tax. Then I think it'd be fine.
So you still have state tax and sales tax?
No, we just have a state tax and property tax.
Okay.
No sales tax. Now, Washington has a sales tax, but I don't think they have a state tax. If I remember right. California has a state tax and a sales tax and property tax. They got it all.
Now, down in I don't know if it's the whole state, but down in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, they don't have a state tax, but they have a high sales tax because it's like,
Be right back.
I'm going to say it wrong, but I'm thinking it's like 8 or 9% sales tax down there.
Mm-hmm.
That way they're taxing the tourist that comes in.
Well, I raise Z. There's a way to get around that. You just don't have to pay the tax. If you got enough money, you go out and set yourself up a trust fund. And you just name them as the, what do they call that? No.
the trust.
Yeah, but you put your kids in the trust too, but you have control of the trust, and the second you die, they have full control, and there's no tax on that then. When my parents died, ours was set up in a trust, and there was no tax. I mean, it was just instant transfer. We didn't have to wait for the money, no nothing. It was right there. And that was in California.
Hello, the barnyard chicken.
Barnyard
Yeah.
chicken.
That's right, barnyard chicken. That's the word I was trying to think of. Yeah, you set your kids up as the trustees.
Ugh.
You know that would be okay, Chris, but I don't have any kids.
You don't need to do that then.
Now we've got a will set up. I mean, if something happens to me or Pam, it goes to the other one. If something happens to both of us at the same time, it's between our sisters. Boy, it got quiet. listen. Listen, you hear that? Hey, you.
Oh wow, it's 6:20. Just that, Kim. I got to make sure. I might be dodging on out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go, Kim. It's 6 already. I like to go to Deep South. If you're still on, so we'll hop back on with you.
Okay. I
Okay,
don't
we'll
know how
catch y'all
long
later.
I'll
Okay, we'll catch y'all later.
Okay.
Adios.
Bill says I pay sales tax on my truck when I bought it and pay taxes on it every year when you buy your license. Yeah. Well, I don't have a problem with paying for my license, but ours has jumped up to like $110 a year for, well, it's taxes. It's all taxes. That's what it costs for our plates or tags, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so I'll be working tomorrow 1:30 to 5:30.
To 5:30 from what time?
1:30 to 5:30. 4 hours.
4 hours.
Unless something comes up from the district manager. Haircut.
Brian, you paid $340, $349. Is that your tags on your truck? That's outrageous if that's what it is.
$349 for what? Taxes?
$500 a year for your tags on your truck. Wow.
Jesus.
Well, then I'll keep my mouth shut about $110.
That's crazy. Oh, he says tags and taxes.
Well, see, it's all one thing. You know, it's taxes is what it is, but it's your license on your vehicle. It's what they're talking about. But see, it used to be like $80, I think it was, and then boom, all of a sudden. And then if you have a name, it's even more than that. I think that's what Pam's was. She paid 110 and I paid 101 because I just got a number. I dropped my name off of it. When they started charging more if you had your name, I dropped it. I said, give me a number then. I know it's only $10, but it's the principle of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, safety inspection. Wow. See, here you don't have to do a pickup. You just have to do the bigger trucks. I used to have to get that done on our trucks at the lumberyard. $1,400 Is that a year? Because we had two options. We could do it 6 months or a year. A commercial vehicle. A year. I forget what it cost us to inspect our trucks. Now, it wasn't near that kind of money, $1,400. But I agree with having to inspect your truck. Don't have to pay that kind of money. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of trucks out here that do need to have their lights and brakes and all that checked.
Make sure they ain't gonna crash.
And I did like the idea of taking ours out and having them inspected. Because, see, I could check the lights. And if they needed a bulb, well, get a screwdriver and put a new bulb. But I didn't have any way to check and make sure that this wheel was pulling as same as, when you run across that machine and they say, whoa, and you hit the brake and it moves, then you can see how the brakes are pulling or, holding. If you got one that's way out of kilter than this one, you may not notice it just driving.
I'm on eBay and I was looking up something and came across the sign says security notice. Highlights will be on YouTube.
Highlights?
It says security notice. Highlights will be on YouTube.
Okay.
It's a laminated security sign.
Have you seen it?
It's on eBay.
Oh, on eBay. Okay. Well, now, see, we used to inspect just a regular B plate pickup, but they dropped that. If you go to the bigger plates, and every state's different, ours has got letters, and that letter means how many thousands of pounds you could haul. And I took care of all that paperwork for the trucks when I was working. Okay, Ray, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, I wonder if the snow has quit. It says it's 24 degrees and cloudy. Okay, according to the map, the snow just quit. I can't see outside. John, Pam's pretty close to you down there.
Where's she at?
Let me spell it for you. I don't know how to pronounce it. Navarre. It's in the Panhandle.
And NAV. NAVARRE.
Right. She said they had a lot of rain and wind down there, but it's went through now. Let's see what it's going to be
Navarre.
like. That might be John.
It's a bedroom community for mostly U.S. military personnel, federal civil servants, local population, retirees, and defense contractors. It says the weather is 59 degrees.
Yeah, tomorrow's 53 degrees. Is that what you're talking about, where she's at?
It's 59 where she's at.
Oh, yeah, now it is. And they're supposed to head this way Wednesday, and it says rain. So they'll be driving in the rain until they get up this way. I don't know what it'll be like here. Well, by the time they get up here, it says light snow again. Wednesday, it says at 7 a.m., it's going to be light rain and snow. And then change to light snow. And then at 3 p.m., it'll quit. So it'll be done by the time they get here, because they'll drive straight through, and by the time they get up here, it'll be gone. According to my weather map, it says it's 24 here. And when you get a snow and it goes through, it always gets colder. They was talking about that it was going to get down to 0, but they've changed it to where it's going to be warmer.
Hibernation weather.
Yeah, I've pretty well been here all day. I had plenty to eat, so I didn't go get lunch either. Well, this is where I'm at. I'm in Illinois. There's Patrick. He's in the UK.
What up, my friend? What up, mate? Oh, wait a minute, that's Australia.
Well, that's where I'm at. Where's everybody else at?
Roll call.
Roll call. Oh, you're in Canada. I apologize. I thought you was in the UK.
What up, A?
I knew you was in a different area. I thought for sure he was. I apologize. Okay, Brian's in California. Texas. Well, it should be a little warmer down there. Let's see. Let me go back. You said it's 45 down there. Cool. 72 yesterday. Awesome. You'd be down there hunting mushrooms for too long.
These flat-screen rabbits.
I took my little dog out earlier. He went out there in that snow and he had enough of that. He's pretty close to the sidewalk when he goes out. His legs ain't very long. But I pick him up, I carry him out, set him down, and that's where he stands, right there. And he sees, and then I pick him back up and take him in the house. And then he goes to bed. He gets him a drink and a bite to eat. Says, I'm out of here. Okay, Brian. Take care. Out there in California, you're 2 hours behind. But you be good. So at your work now, John, did you get things straightened out?
For
Your work, your job.
everything's fine.
Okay, good. Well, there was something going on. And don't tell me. Maybe a week ago or something you was upset with it. And maybe it wasn't even your job. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Well, if you pass through it and everything's fine now, good job, man.
Seriously, don't know what you're talking about.
That's good. You have forgot all about it. So therefore, it's only a thing. Oh, I hear a noise. I better go check on him. I'll be back.
Check any news.
Okay. Okay.
Savannah Dollar Tree Distribution Center cited in fatality. This was 5 days ago. Savannah Dollar Tree Distribution Center cited in fatality. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. About 13 minutes. Oh, before I go to my analytics, gonna pop out the chat. Do the pop with that. Creator Studio. The new studio, YouTube studio, I'm gonna say around sometime in the summertime, will be in the new YouTube studio. That's what I'm thinking. What's the actual step? Oh, if you're wondering about the community guidelines now, they're officially being strict about thumbnails now. Thumbnails are now being strict in community guidelines. If you guys go to your Creator Studio and scroll down your videos where it says what's new, it says update custom thumbnails. Custom thumbnails should follow our community guidelines. FYI, violations may result in removal of the thumbnail and a strike on your account. No questions asked. And your thumbnails should not contain no pornography, no graphic violence, anything that will violate the community guidelines. Follow up the chat. Adios, B-Rai. Chat the live chat. Analytics. Welcome back to Soup. Welcome back to Soup.
Okay, I'm back. He was caught. He had fell down off the side of his bed and he couldn't get up. So I went ahead and took him out. He didn't do anything, but he had the opportunity.
As of right now, for my watch time, I got 3,617.
Man,
I
what
need
a deal.
383. If I'm correct,
183 hours.
383. Oh, I did contact YouTube. They said whatever watch time hours that we currently have, they said we're gonna keep. All they said was we can keep on working on till we meet the threshold. They ain't gonna say, oh, we get nothing said about we have to redo everything. So whatever watch time hours we currently have, we just keep on working to meet the threshold. So like the watch time hours I have right now, all I gotta do is just keep on working. Don't worry about nothing about have to redo the watch time hours again. What we have, just keep on working on it.
Okay. What's that echo?
I don't know.
Have you got your YouTube panel muted?
Yeah. Only thing I got was my analytics.
Okay.
And I got the pop-out chat.
Okay. But the YouTube panel Did you mute that before you came on? You can't just X out of it. You got to mute it.
I already did.
Okay.
I closed the tab.
You closed the tab, but you didn't mute it. See?
It was muted.
Okay. All right. So you're saying the same thing. So why? What was you thinking that you had to redo your watch hours?
Hold on. I'll pull up the thing.
Well, I mean, I know what you're saying. You just keep working trying to get them. But what you made a year ago will fall off, won't they?
Nope, not according to YouTube.
Okay.
All right, let me screen share this.
Because it's the way I understood it, you had to have 4,000 hours the last 365 days.
Read what's in blue.
So just keep growing.
I asked, do I still keep it? And they say yes, and still have to work.
Okay.
It says, yes, the public lifetime views will be counted for watch hours, so just keep growing your audience, and that'll help you in reaching the 4K watch hours in 365 days, which is required for YPP. Hope this helps clarify.
Okay. Good enough.
So nothing about dropping.
All right. But my
So,
watch hours is not going up either.
try the studio beta analytics, see if it went up.
Well, I mean, I've got 16,000 hours of watch time, but it don't grow anymore. And I'm running playlists, and of course, I'm doing live streams and what have you all the time. But it just seems like it got to this one place and stays there.
All right, let me convert this to minutes.
As long as I'm above water.
All right, my watch time hours have been converted to minutes. As of the watch time minutes is 216,994.
That's cool.
I think your watch time has been delayed by a day.
Yeah. Yeah, they're about 2 days behind.
And I got some spikes in mine
Now, was you ever monetized, John?
back in 2017.
Okay. See, I was monetized before that threshold came in.
Yes, and I never clicked the ads.
Yeah, I clicked on the ads. Yes, I did. I got.
Let's see if I can pull out that article. It says some besides clicking on all ads can trigger demonetization.
Well, I didn't lose it very long.
Now there's other ways you can lose it.
Well, if you have hate speech or sexual or language stuff like that.
Um, let's see. to find out where. Uh,
You need to be a Philadelphia lawyer if you understand what YouTube writes on there, because it's hard to understand. That's why a lot of times I have you to explain it to me, because I can't comprehend what I read with them because it don't make sense. So did you make any money in 2017?
no.
Well, I never did receive a check. I made a check. I made it look like I got a check from Google AdSense, but mine's a direct deposit. So I've got paid 2 times since I've been monetized. I was over $100, and now I'm back up to $60.
All
And
right.
I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what I've got.
Mm-hmm. All right. So here are some examples of ad violations: clicking on your own ads for any reason, encouraging others to click your ads, using deceptive implementation methods to obtain clicks.
Okay, what's that last thing you said?
Um,
Pay quick.
using deceptive implementation methods to obtain clicks.
Okay.
And this is under the AdSense program policies.
Boy, it didn't take them very long to figure that out on me. Hey, I was clicking on them. I was wanting to play ads, so I could get more money. I didn't know it was against the rule.
Well, I don't know. I think they added that.
Oh, when I was out there with Cade, I seen geese flying south. They was right over the top of the house.
Yeah.
So they're headed down to your house. Rosanna, are you still here with us?
Yes, and she said, "Good night, Brian."
Yeah, I seen that, but I didn't know if she was still here or not. She was
Yeah.
saying goodbye to Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's here. Great deal. I'll bet there's, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches out there right now. That wind's blowing. It quit snowing, like I said. You look at that map on your computer, that's pretty accurate. Um, they're supposed to start home Wednesday, Rosanna. So it's going to be real late. she'll be wore out for a week after that. This girl that or lady, she'll do all the driving. But you know how it is riding. So they're supposed to, yeah, it's going to be real close by the time they get here. We're supposed to get a little bit of snow that morning or in the afternoon, and then it's supposed to quit before they get here. So hopefully the roads will be clean. She said there was a lot of rain and wind and stuff today. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know how cold it'll be in the morning. It rained this morning, so I didn't get in the hot tub.
Yeah.
I got my boots inside the house, but I took my shovel back to the garage, so I'll have to make a trip to the garage to get my shovel in the morning.
She must miss the cold and snow. It's cold down here.
It's cold there. How cold is it down there?
Checking the weather. 68.
Well, that's not cold.
It is to me. Oh yes, we're getting rain. We got green and yellow.
Well, it's 24 degrees here.
That's hibernation weather.
Well, you still have to get out sometimes. I didn't today. I just went to the mailbox and that was it. They brought my hat to the back door. I was doing a live stream and the doorbell rung, and I told Grizz, I said, I got a doorbell. I'll be back. And I opened the door, and there was my box sitting right there by the door. And it was raining at the time, so she got it right up close to the door. You know what a stoop is, don't you?
Huh?
You know what a stoop is? It's like a little roof over your door. They call it a stoop.
Oh yeah. Kind of like
Okay.
a shade.
Yeah. Yeah, it just covers the door area. It goes out about 2.5 feet. So if you put stuff right up against the door, it stays dry. But right now we've got snow right on the door because it's been blowing. Yes, Rosanna, 60 to 72 would be the ideal temperature. But here, I kind of welcome the freezing cold because of the bugs and mosquitoes and stuff like that. And see, it doesn't make any difference now because if I go out, I don't have to. You know, I go and get my lunch, but I got stuff right here at the house that I can put in the microwave and warm up.
Exactly.
My sister fixed me up. She had me over to her house last night and we had spaghetti. And then she gave me some chicken and noodles, which I had tonight. And then she gave me some ham and beans, which I'm thinking I'll probably have that tomorrow at noon, unless I want to go get chicken from the hospital. I like their chicken. It depends on what it does. If I want to get out, if I do, I'll probably take Pam's car. It's been sitting this whole week. It probably needs to be drove anyhow. But it goes in the snow now. It's all-wheel drive. And I've tried to research that, and the best that I can figure out is on normal conditions, it's front wheel drive. And if one of them tires spins, then the others receive traction. In other words, if one of the front tires spin, then the back tires kick in, and then it's four wheel drive. Now my PT Cruiser, it's just regular front wheel drive. It does pretty good. But if it's a heavy snow where it's real deep, it won't go in the snow. Well, it's 10 o'clock, John.
And 9 o'clock for you.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Do you want to shut it down?
Yeah.
We're down to 8 people. Whoever's in the chat, thank you for coming by. Columbia fan, hello. You're just in time for the shutdown. Well, let me make sure I'm sub to you before I shut it down. If I can get it to open up. Sometimes, man, it just gets slow. It's probably about time for a reboot. Yeah, I'm sub to you. You don't have your sub count on here.
You got a hint. There's a way you can hide your sub count and show it.
Right? Okay, you're in a relationship with someone. Well, good deal. That's great. All right. Like I said, everybody that's in the chat, I want to say goodbye to you. John, thank you very much for coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all your support.
Mm-hmm.
I try to give you support. I don't know why it's not counting enough. But all right. So may the peace and the power of the Lord be with you. Goodbye.